keeps us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Yep, happy Monday. Happy Monday. Even if your team lost yesterday and you're not going to the Super Bowl, that'd be me. It was a fun season, man. I mean, I'm not going to let football ruin my day. I already let alcohol ruin my days. I've become very selective on what I allow to ruin my day. Oh, at least there isn't a bunch of stuff going on. Oh, if the refs did that, there were two penalties in that whole game, man. That was a good game. Yeah, it was a better game if you were a Patriots fan. But anyway, welcome to beginning of the week. It's Monday, which means we get to start another week, and yeah. Oh. Somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Sorry, gotta do this. All right. Roger and I are trying to figure out if we're going to be doing God-centered recovery tomorrow or next week. So, kind of important I write him back when he writes me, because he's wondering about it now. So I don't want to keep him waiting, right? So, oh, okay. So it's only like, so I just caught myself on Facebook, and it's only like 7 seconds behind. So cool. Yeah. Yep. So I don't really have much to say. We just did another Take 12 radio. That'll be out this afternoon. Check out Monty Man at take12radio.com. It is take the letter 12 radio.com. If you are looking for, so we're gonna go to Reddit again today. So, but yeah. So, should we just go ahead and get started? Shall we? At least I'm kind of awake today. That helps. All right. So, I always feel like I should be doing some plugging and stuff. Yeah. Trudgingtogether.org. You can go to YouTube, put in the Daily Trudge, you'll find me. You can go to Dion Miller, you'll probably find me somewhere. What happens? When was the last time you Googled yourself? I'm going to Google myself right now and see what comes up. Dion Miller. Raw recovery. I come up very first. And then some guy named Dion Miller who works at Alabama Athletics. Oh, here's one. Dion Miller exonerated after 20 years in prison. Dion Miller took over as director of cross-country track and field in July 2019 for the Sun Devil Athletics. But I'm at the very top. Oh, there's some pictures of other people named Dion Miller. All right. That's enough fun. At least I'm at the very top. That's kind of cool. All recovery is. All right. You know what time it is? It is time for Dion's Daily Funnies. And let's hope that the soundtracks are working today. I have not seen any comments as of yet, so I'm going to go over here and check them. Okay. All right. Nothing's been said yet. So just making sure that chat is working because it doesn't seem to have been for the last couple of days. All right. Let's do it. Police, I'm looking for a man with one eye. Well, if you use both eyes, you might find him quicker. I'm going to. I had to make sure the other one was working. I should probably do that before I get started today. All right. Before I got started, I was at a client's location today, and then they had some really soothing elevator music. I found it very uplifting. Uplifting. You hear about the guy who invented the door knocker? He won the Nobel Prize. I was in the bar last night when the waitress yelled, "Does anybody know CPR?" I yelled back, "I know those letters." Everyone laughed. Well, except for this one guy. Oh no. A lot of people haven't heard the joke about the new fat milk brand M&M just lost. It's called Skim Shady. This here's a real Shady. Oh, you other Skim Shadies are just imitating. So won't the real Skim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. What does an escalator do when it stops working? Nothing. It's just stairs. Yes, I'm seeing that on the side of my nose too. What the fuck? Darn it. Okay. All right. Should we do one more? Let's do one more. To steal an idea from one person is plagiarism, and to steal it from many is research. This next joke I saw had the word farted in it, so we got to do it. We got to do it. When the Pharaoh farted, it was very strange. It was a toot uncommon. That one was decent. All right. So somebody throw something in chat so I know that it's working. I would appreciate that. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm your host, and I'm also known as the Podfather. I didn't mean to put it on a ticker. I actually meant to do it on a caption. That might be a good one though. Hold on. I can't think of any right now. But if you're here, please say hello, whether watching the live or the rewatch. I am thinking about doing something called the Podfather, though. I don't know. We'll see. So if there's some in chat, just say hi. Say dude. Say something. I need to know chat's working. All right. We're going to be in daily reflection and as Bill sees it today. If you'd like to follow along, it's for February 19th. We've been talking about step one and tradition one all month. So, yeah. Oh, so instead of putting something in chat, we leave. Oh, wow. Thanks. So, I like this topic because we got to stop with number one, the division. There's enough of that, And I can't sit here and say that I am free and clear of division. I certainly can't say that. Although I do my best. I don't life is so much better when we come together and figure out what's best for the whole. Now, when I do that, you know what usually happens? Dion usually doesn't get what he wants, but he always gets what he needs. And then there's all these dividends that come with it and stuff. So, you know, sometimes what I want and what I'm going to receive tends to be two different things, but the one received seems to be better than what I wanted. Usually seems to work out that way. A lot of us run around trying to separate ourselves from others, even in the way that we announce ourselves in AA meetings. We're making it, even like when I'm calling myself the Podfather, it is a part of me that is separating myself from everybody else. It gives me a tag. Might not be the best idea. See, it's fun, sure, but what's the intention behind it? What's it all about? All right. Now, the thing is, well, we'll hear labels because that's all these are. Okay, Libby, Libby, Libby on the label, because it's yummy, yummy, yummy on the table, table, table. All right. A little bit of stemming. It's a 70s commercial for corn. For Libby, corn. Yeah. Yeah. My baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. My baloney has a second name too. It's Mayer. Right. I love to eat it every day. And if you ask me, well, I'll say Oscar Mayer has a way with BOLOGNA. That was my grandma's favorite song that I used to sing when I was a kid. But you're any different. This is about, we alcoholics are always looking for our identity. We go as so far as say, I may be an alcoholic, but that's not my identity. Well, no shit. It doesn't need to be your identity. Even to recover from alcoholism, being an alcoholic is not necessarily an identity. Do you think that people with autism, that is their identity? Is that how you think? Really? Huh. Weird. Because we're not. We like to set ourselves apart. It's something, and we do it to the extreme. I know I did. After, growing up, I wasn't normal. Fine, then I'm not normal, which means I act abnormal. And I'm okay with that. I'm still a little abnormal. That's okay. All right. We are alcoholic or not, we're very much alike. Now, alcoholics, we are very much alike. Okay. And I get told every now and again, Dion, you need to speak in I statements. Yeah, this is a we thing. And we go through stuff. So you'll hear me use we statements a lot. It's because every alcoholic I've met has the same darn traits. Defiance, every single one of us. 100%. Denial, 100%. Couldn't stop drinking once I started, 100%. But the more you keep yourself away, the less you're going to get. All right. And everybody has these judgments, these things. All right. Even in the beginning of Alcoholics Anonymous is that way. It was that way for a reason. But all right. So this one starts out, I am not different. In the beginning, it was 4 whole years before AA brought permanent sobriety to even one alcoholic woman. Now, we didn't really back then, they didn't really recognize the alcoholism. And it's all about the men. Men. I'm so glad this changed. Because women have brought a lot to the program. A lot. I don't think there'd be much emotional sobriety if it wasn't for the women in the program, honestly. I don't think there would be. We have learned a lot. I learn a lot from the opposite sex. Absolutely, I do. Yeah. See, they're just a child of God, and they think a lot like I do. All right. So it's 4 years before, but how many compared to how many men were given the chance, how many women were given the chance? See, back then women weren't alcoholic; they were just deemed crazy. All right. Look how far we've come as a society. Now, it should have never been that way. Uh, all right. I don't think that there is a weaker sex. I don't believe that. I believe everybody has their strengths. I have things that I may not be so good at. That's all right. Okay. Like the high bottoms, the women said they were different. Oh, the high bottoms. And you still hear that today. Yay, thank you, Amber. Chat is working. I know you've been waiting to. Like as soon as I get a chance. It's good to see you. All right. So it was funny. I had a sponsee who went to the game yesterday. He's not even a sponsee. We're close about friends at this point, right? And he sends me a picture of what just happened. I'm like, dude, we're watching television. We are 12 seconds behind you. Don't do so, right? Anyway, right? What do people say now? I'm a functioning alcoholic, and I could understand why you would think that. Absolutely, I get why you would think that. Okay, but it doesn't exist. There's alcoholism. There are no there are no levels in alcoholism. There aren't levels. Right? There it might have been easier for you to quit drinking when you were younger than when it got older, but that's about the only separation. The only separation is the progression of the disease, right? Where Amber enough for her, she didn't need to go to the point that I did where I was given 6 months to live. No, her consequences were big enough for her to quit. And good job on that, by the way. I'm very proud of young people who have figured that out. Younger people, right? Because people look at things differently. Um, Now, so far, these are just labels, right? The Skid Rower said he was different. I lived on Skid Row at 17, 18. Not any different, right? In fact, my consequences were worse when I got older. And Skid Row is pretty bad, huh? Oh, poor Skid Row. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not looking for sympathy on that. I'm 55 now. I was 17 then. Okay, I've worked through it by now. Well, a little bit. So the Skid Rower said he was different. So did the artists and the professional people, the rich, the poor, the religious, the agnostic, the Indians and the Eskimos, the veterans and the prisoners. Huh? Are we different? I don't think we are. Now, I will tell you this. I do understand. Okay. I'm a white male, which means I know I have white privilege. You don't need to tell me. I've known that since I was a teenager. Okay. I've known that a long time. Okay. But that doesn't make me different. I am one of many. And I don't care where you come from. You're going to get the same thing from me. Yeah. Because we're alcoholic. I can help when no one else can. Right? Nowadays, all of these and legions more soberly talk about how very much alike all of us alcoholics are when we admit that the chips are finally down. Hmm. See, there are some things because this is what happens. It's the alcoholism that makes you want to be terminally unique. You're looking for an identity. I get it. I was looking for an identity too. I don't even really know what my identity is. I'm just, but I'm okay with this. I'm another guy in North Glen, Colorado, just trying to help people out. I don't need much more than that anymore. See, before I needed it to help with my self-esteem, my self-worth. I don't need that anymore. Yeah. So therefore, I don't feel the need to to go out and brag about the things that I do. What's there to brag about anyway? I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't need to brag about that. All right. So it's when we get to AA and we hear other people talking. This is why storytelling is so important. It's what brings us together. Right? We had a speaker Saturday. She was talking about some very tough stuff. Okay. And the closest I could do was empathize, but I know the feeling. I know that but I understood the feeling. And that's what mattered. And what did it do? It brought us all closer together. We understand a little bit better why we are the way that we are. And she doesn't get a hard time for that. All right. So it's 111. Right. So let's read this part. I cannot consider myself different in AA. If I do, I isolate myself from others and from contact with a higher power. Now, how about you? And you might have a different group. Maybe you go to a different kind of peer group, and that's okay too. If that's where you fit, that's where you fit. That's awesome. I'm glad you found it. All right. So, but if I go into AA and announce myself, I'm Dion. I'm a recovered alcoholic. I'm Dion. I'm a person in long term recovery. No. See, I've got to sacrifice my titles when I go into an AA meeting. I'm Dion, an alcoholic. I don't need to be anything more than that because that is enough. And no, you being an alcoholic is not your whole identity. No, you are so much more than that. Okay. Now, for me, I talk about this stuff a lot. So a lot of people probably think this is my identity. Well, then, pick up the phone, call me, get to know me a little bit more. I do more than that. I play video games too. I'm just getting ready to finish Expedition 33. Whoo, great game. Great game. It won Game of the Year until they found out they made half of it with AI. I'm like, you played the game and you didn't realize that most of that was AI. I could tell. I could tell almost immediately. All right. Right. So when the chips are down, that's when we come together, right? No, you're like us. Doesn't there's no alcoholism isn't determined by Skid Row or rich. That's not how alcoholism is determined. Right? But I get why we do that. I get why people want to do that. So if I do isolate if I feel isolated in AA it's not something for which others are responsible. It is something I've created by feeling I'm different in some way. Today, I practice being just another alcoholic in the Worldwide Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. All right. I'm proud to say that Grassroots is extremely diverse. We got all sorts of people in there. Yeah. I'm not going to name off different types because there's no point. There really isn't much of a point. All are welcome. All right. So, in the beginning, I'm going to there's a little bit, actually, no, it's the same one. I thought there was more to read. So, what we're going to do, I had a backup. Monty did something really interesting. He did a true or false thing. Is this in the big book kind of a thing? And I thought that was pretty cool. I got 3 out of 4 because I'm a big book thumper. I'm a big book thumper. All right. So I'm gonna go to page 17 in the big book. We of Alcoholics Anonymous know thousands of men and women who were once just as hopeless as Bill. Nearly all have recovered. They have solved the drink problem. I have too. Most of my friends have solved their drink problem. Yeah. And you know what we get to do now? We get to enjoy life because my mind is not consumed with trying to get alcohol all day. It's a freedom you're going to enjoy very much, and it is available to you. Doesn't matter if you're sober curious, if you got a drinking problem, if you got a problem drinking, or if you're alcoholic, or if you have alcohol use disorder. I don't care what you call it. I mean, I kind of do. I'm not big on alcohol use disorder. Sam said it took you 20 years to call us a different name, but you did it and you made it stick. Something I need to say real quick. 2% is bullshit. It's not a true number. Okay? Don't get that tattooed on you. You're not part of it. You're creating well, if only 2% make it, then why should I bother showing up? Sounds more like a government scheme to me. It does. The government does not care whether you get sober or not. Actually, they do. They'd rather you didn't. You are easily controlled this way. I don't give a side if it's left or right. It's all about control. Right? In fact, the government, if you would do us a favor and get the fuck out of recovery, you don't belong in it. This is peer, and it does not need to be government mandated. Okay. Now, if you want to go do the treatment centers and things like that, but yeah, even then, you're just giving us the same thing over and over, and it's not working, right? And your resources only lead back to your resources. Yeah, we call this a bait and switch. But anyway, let's get back to this. All right. So they have solved the drink problem. We are average Americans. Yeah. And I'm going to change that, because it's not just average Americans. We are average people. I go to meetings with people all over the world now, not just America. Yeah. A lot of my listeners are not in America. Thank you across the pond. We love you. Right? Doesn't matter where I go in this world. If I find an AA meeting, even if I can't understand what they're saying, it's going to be the same. It's going to be the language of the heart. It's going to be unconditional love. I will be welcomed. It might be tea instead of coffee, but here we are. So we are average people. All sections of the world and many of its occupations are represented. Now, it says many, every. I'm going to change it. Every occupation. And it's funny because every person in every occupation says the same thing. Oh, our industry is the worst. Sorry, Charlie. It's construction. Construction has the most drinking in it. Okay. Let's go find out what the top 5 are. What are the top 5 industries for alcoholism? It's probably going to give me some shit answer. That's a horrible way to ask it. 1, mining, quarry, and oil extraction. 2, construction. 3, hospitality. That one I knew. I knew they were in the top 5. 4, arts, entertainment, and recreation. Last, healthcare. Those are the ones. Okay. Not firefighters, not police, not, So, but this also isn't a competition. All right. And you can't really take those stats for, I mean, it's a pretty broad stat because it might be different in a different state. Things might be a little different. See? So there's variations too. So even then, who knows if those are actually it? It's going to depend on the area, I think. Anyway, so all of its occupations are represented as well as many political, economic, social, and religious backgrounds. All of them. All of them. Not a few. We're being nice here. They were being humble. Nowadays, it's everybody. We are a people who would not normally mix. Now, I have to say, with all the friends in my life, I think I would probably would have still hung out with you. Yeah. Amber, I probably still would have been friends with you. You know. But since we're in because Amber's a lot younger than me, right? It was AA that had us meet, which was the appropriate place, right? Yes, the appropriate place. So we are not a people. The only reason I wouldn't want to hang out with you, here's the reason why. Because if you drink like I did, that means you might want some of my alcohol. Take care. See you around. Bye bye. That's why. But there exists among us a fellowship, a friendliness, and an understanding which is indescribably wonderful. We can't explain it. And why even bother? It's there. It exists. I'm going to sit there and go, God, I have such great friendships. Why, God? Why? All right? We are like the passengers of a great liner. The moment after rescue from shipwreck, when camaraderie, joyousness, and democracy pervade the vessel from steerage to captain's table. Unlike the feelings of the ship's passengers, however, our joy in escape from disaster does not subside as we go our individual ways. The feeling of having shared in a common peril is one element in the powerful cement which binds us, but that in itself would never have held us together as we are now joined. Yeah, and they're coming close to describing it, but not really. I mean, isn't it weird that that doesn't seem to fade for us? Is it because we meet daily? Is it, you know, I don't know. I've met some people in the program where I didn't see him for years, but the feelings when we saw each other were not any different. They had not changed. I'm looking for something here. All right. There's a part in here that tells about the amount of maybe it's the forward to the third edition. Where is it? So I'm going to go ahead and read the forward to the fourth edition, and I'll just kind of add in what I was kind of thinking. So, we need to read this stuff, right? And there's a lot of information in the forward to the fourth edition. All right, let's do it. This fourth edition of Alcoholics Anonymous came off the press in November 2001 at the start of a new millennium. That's about when I relapsed. I relapsed about the time the fourth edition came out. All right. Since the third edition was published in 1976, worldwide membership of AA has just about doubled to an estimated 2 million or more, with nearly 100,800 groups meeting in approximately 150 countries around the world. Now, this came out in 2001. This was 24 years ago. This is where I got the 2 million from. Who really knows how many people? How many people are in Alcoholics Anonymous?
Alcoholics Anonymous has over 2 million members worldwide.
Oh, it literally pulled the forward to the fourth edition. All right. literature has played a major role in AA's growth, and the striking phenomena of the past quarter century has been the explosion of the translation of our basic literature into many languages and dialects. In country after country where the AA seed was planted, it has taken root slowly at first, then growing by leaps and bounds when literature has become available. Currently, Alcoholics Anonymous has been translated into 43 languages. Do you know how hard it is to do that? It is very hard to get the same feeling, the same context, the same, because other languages other languages, the English language sucks. And to translate it from a sucky language to a decent one is not as easy as it sounds. 43 languages. I only know of one other book that probably has more translations, and that would be the Bible. Somebody look that up. I'm probably wrong. As the message of recovery has reached larger numbers of people, it has also touched the lives of a vastly greater variety of suffering alcoholics. When the phrase, "we are people would not normally mix," was written in 1939, it referred to a fellowship composed largely of men and a few women with quite similar ethnic and economic backgrounds. I'm so glad it changed. I'm so glad. Like so much of AA's basic text, those words have proved to be far more visionary than the founding members could have imagined. The stories added to this edition represent a membership whose characteristics of age, gender, race, and culture have widened and deepened to encompass virtually everyone the first 100 members could have hoped to reach. Now, there's a part in here that tells us exactly that all the different religions. Oh, here it is. And it's in the forward of the second edition. Alcohol being no respecter of persons, we are an accurate cross-section of the world and in distant lands. The same democratic evening up process is now going on. By personal religious affiliations, we include Catholics, Protestants, Jews, Hindus, and a sprinkling of Muslims and Buddhists. More than 15% of us are women. Now, that was the second edition. It's more than that now. Okay, so back to this. Last paragraph, and then we're going to wrap up. Amber, 700 languages for the Bible. See, kicked our butt. Big Book is translated into 70 approved languages. Nice. See, we more than doubled it. Oh, we did double. It was 34, close enough to double, right? Awesome. Isn't that awesome? Thank you, Amber, very much. Maybe you should consider just being my producer. Here we go. We could put on, Amber, you and I could put on an hour show easily, the way you and I go back and forth. That'd be fun, but I don't ask you because you're so busy. And you always do you do a lot of stuff for me. So that's why I don't ask you, just so you know. But you are always welcome, Amber. Always, always. I don't give a fuck. I will cancel someone else to bring you on. But only because you wouldn't ask for that. Oh. She says a shit ton of books beat the Big Book. Okay. Yeah, like Harry Potter. Oh, if I pay you, you come on? Okay. Do you take Monopoly money? $10. All right. While our literature has preserved the integrity of the AA message, sweeping changes in society as a whole are reflected in new customs and practices within the fellowship. All right. I'm going to tell you before I read this, I've been going to AA meetings online since the mid-90s. AOL beta, in fact. So anyway. And this is the other part, okay? It's like we predicted it. So when people bitch about Zoom meetings, here's your answer. You just say, well, it's in the Big Book. It actually mentions it in the Big Book that we can meet that way. What? Show it to me. There you go. XXIV. Right. All right. AA members with computers can participate in meetings online. Sharing with fellow alcoholics across the country or around the world in any meeting anywhere. AA share experience, strength, and hope with each other in order to stay sober and help other alcoholics. Okay. And we didn't even have video when they wrote this part. Video didn't come around until about 10 years ago. Modem to modem or face to face, AA speak the language of the heart in all its power in simplicity. Right? Amber says, I took it to heart. I recently heard a guy say the average billionaire has an average of 8 different incomes. I'm at like 4 or 5 right meow. I'm at 0. So hopefully that's changing soon. We'll see. I don't know. If you'd like to donate, actually is not too far off. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I do. Amber, thank you for checking on that stuff for us, because one thing I don't like doing is giving out misinformation, even if it's how much the big book was translated and stuff. Even that. All right. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. I just had an idea. If I'm going to call myself the Podfather, then I need to come up with a book. This is the Podfather. And the Podfather says, pretty sure it was Jeff. You're liars ever. All right. And let's remember, no untrue.